Did you hear the one about Rowan Atkinson storming off the Loose Women set after an explosive row with Denise Welch? If you missed it, buckle up because what supposedly happened in that studio has the internet in absolute meltdown today. In the last 48 hours, this story has exploded across social media, with headlines screaming that Mr. Bean himself told Denise exactly where to go, live on air, before ripping off his mic and walking out. People are calling it the most awkward 5 minutes in daytime TV history, and clips are already being shared like wildfire. But is any of it actually real? Stick with me for the next few minutes because we're about to break down every second of this alleged confrontation, what was really said, why Denise Welch apparently lost it, and whether Rowan Atkinson just ended his chances of ever appearing on ITV again. Let's start with how Rowan even ended up on Loose Women in the first place. According to the story flying around, he was there to promote the new Netflix animated Man vs. Bee Season 2 that dropped last week. The panel that day was Denise Welch, Colleen Nolan, Brenda Edwards, and Nadia Sawalha. Everything reportedly started normally, light chat about the show, a few Mr. Bean impressions from Rowan that had the audience in stitches. Then Nadia asked him about Comedy Today and whether he thinks people are too easily offended. Rowan apparently gave his usual thoughtful answer about cancel culture and how comedians are walking on eggshells. That's when things allegedly took a turn because Denise, who's never exactly shy about her opinions, jumped in and said something along the lines of older comedians needed to move with the times and stop moaning. Here's where the fireworks supposedly started. Rowan is said to have smiled politely at first and replied that he wasn't moaning. He was just observing that certain topics have become almost impossible to joke about without being labeled. Denise then apparently brought up trigger warnings and mental health, saying comedy should never come at the expense of people who are struggling. Sources claiming to have been in the room say Rowan raised an eyebrow and asked if that meant entire generations should have their sense of humor policed, because a minority might be upset. The audience reportedly went dead silent. Colleen tried to laugh it off, but Denise wasn't having it and apparently snapped that maybe if men like him spent less time defending outdated jokes, they'd understand why women and minorities feel unsafe. This is the moment the internet is calling legendary. Rowan Atkinson, in that quiet, deadly serious voice he sometimes uses, allegedly looked straight at Denise and said something like, "With all due respect, he's spent 40 years making people laugh without ever punching down. And he's not about to take lectures from someone whose biggest controversy is arguing on television for a living." The studio audience apparently gasped so loudly it was picked up on mic. Brenda Edwards tried to move things along, but Denise fired back that she found his attitude typical of privileged men who think free speech only applies when they're the ones speaking. At that point, Rowan is said to have very calmly unclipped his microphone, placed it on the desk, stood up, and walked straight off the set while the cameras were still rolling. Within minutes, clips were circulating on TikTok and Twitter showing the exact second he left his seat. You can apparently see Nadia Sawalha's face drop and Colleen Nolan mouthing, "Oh my God." The show cut to a very hasty break, and when they came back, Denise was gone too, apparently taken off set by producers. ITV has stayed completely silent, which of course has only fueled the fire. Some people are praising Rowan for not engaging in a screaming match and just removing himself from what he saw as a hostile environment. Others are calling him rude and saying he disrespected the platform. Meanwhile, Denise Welch's fans are flooding her Instagram saying she spoke truth to power and that Rowan showed his true colors by walking away instead of debating properly. But here's where it gets interesting because a lot of people are now saying the whole thing might be completely made up. Several entertainment reporters have pointed out there's no official footage, no press release from ITV, and Rowan's appearance was never actually listed on the Loose Women's schedule for this week. Some are claiming the viral clips are cleverly edited deepfakes or old footage stitched together with new audio. Others say the story started on a satire page and just snowballed. And Denise Welch herself posted a very cryptic Instagram story yesterday saying sometimes silence speaks louder than words with a winking emoji, which has sent everyone into another spiral of speculation. Rowan's team has also refused to comment, which again people are reading whatever they want into. So did the king of physical comedy really just deliver the most dramatic mic drop in British daytime TV history, or are we all being taken for a ride by the internet yet again? Right now the honest answer is we don't know for sure. What we do know is that the idea of Rowan Atkinson and Denise Welch clashing over cancel culture is apparently so delicious that millions of people want it to be true whether it happened or not. If it did happen, expect complaints through the roof and probably a very frosty atmosphere next time any Blackadder cast member is invited onto ITV. If it didn't, then someone out there just created the perfect 2025 viral hoax. Either way, drop in the comments right now. Team Rowan or Team Denise? And let me know if you think this actually went down, or if we've all been well and truly had.